to Dan's Drum Clinics with Dan Schinder as your lovely host. Many styles, all levels, get results. Today's clinic is Limb Independence Lesson 2.
Hi, I'm Dan Schinder. Thanks for joining me here on Dan's Drum Clinics, and I'm sitting very comfortably on my Carmichael throne. Thank you very much, Dan Carmichael. Cruise around my Facebook page, my website. You'll learn all about the Carmichael throne. Today's lesson is on limb independence. It's a little bit different than previous lessons on limb independence that I've done. This one, I'm going to use mallets. I'm going to use both end of the mallets, the stick end as well. And this is a great exercise, just exploring with some sort of ambient movements and sounds and playing polyrhythms with different textures and things and different timings at the same time. So here's an example. So what we have going on there is the right hand is pretty much just going between 16th notes and 8th note triplets, a little bit of slower 8th notes, a little bit of just some slow rolls and swells, while the right hand is sometimes mimicking that, but also doing completely different things. So I'm going to do another demonstration like that, but I'm going to mix just a little bit more into it with some sort of, I guess things you could call working into fills or even soloing with, just sort of exploring your kit, and you're playing in a little different way and splitting your brain differently to your limbs. Now, any drumming is really limb independence because you're playing at least with your arms and they're doing different things, unless you're just doing that the whole time, which we rarely do. So check this out for just some more ideas and how you can develop your own exercise on limb independence and how it suits your playing and your style. So again, what we're doing there is we're working with 3 different things, and it's all based around limb independence. And what you're doing is you're using limb independence by doing completely different sort of like polyphonic rhythms between the right hand and left hand, doing completely almost unrelated things, but you're also doing different dynamics with each limb, which is can get more and more challenging and help your overall. Now you might think, well, what does that have to do with my playing, Dan? And I'll explain that in a moment. But the third thing is also just playing with different textures and things, which sometimes you might have a piece of music that you may work on in the future, that you might have now that you might want to spice up, that just has a bit of an ambient passage, or you might want to do this at the end of the song or along with an intro of a song that might have some keyboards or piano or strings or something like that. But the reason why that's important is anytime you exercise limb independence, it not only affects your fills, your beats, your soloing, and your timing, and if you did it the way I just did, it works on your dynamics, but it also helps very micro cosms of your playing, like simply a transition. The better you get at limb independence, the better you'll get at transitioning from a beat to a fill into a completely different beat, or even time signature, or different dynamics and things like that. So I'm going to give a little bit of example of those few things mixed in together. So as I went from beat to beat in a different tempo and sometimes different time signature and a whole different feel, I wouldn't be able to do that as smoothly and just come up with it off the top of my head. And this is totally unrehearsed. I just sort of made up that little part of the exercise as I went along, just to show you how the ease of that was influenced by my training in limb independence. So I encourage you to push yourself and explore some things that maybe you haven't done before, and you'll see how it works into your playing. Let me know how it goes for you on the website. You can throw me some comments, send me an email, comment on this post on Facebook, and let me know what else you'd like to see lessons on. Thanks for joining me here. I'm Dan Schinder on Dan's Drum Clinics. Thanks. Boing, yoing, yoing, yoing.